Clappity clap, and we're back. Hey dudes, John here, and welcome back to another Minecraft Top 10 video. Today we're going to be going over the top 10 things I'd like to see coming into Minecraft this year with 1.17 right around the corner. I would love to see some of these items that I'm about to suggest. Now remember, I have nothing to do with Mojang. Mojang will probably never see this video. Nobody from Mojang will ever see this video. So what I'm going to suggest is probably never going to make it into the game, but it's things that I would like to see. So I have zero affiliation with Minecraft, Mojang, or Microsoft. First item on my list is this thing. What is this thing? There's a mod out called Bonsai Pots, or even botany pots. They are absolutely amazing. They're basically a single thing that you can grow plants in, and it will collect the plant into a chest, or it'll just grow and you can smack it and you can grab that particular item. But basically what you do is you grab your bonsai pot. See, it's a bonsai pot. That's not an item frame. It's a bonsai pot. And then you mix it with a hopper, and it gives you a bonsai hopper pot. And then you take the bonsai hopper pot and you put it on top of a chest, and it'll automatically hop whatever item that goes in there. And then making the bonsai pot would be something really simple, something we already have in the game. And as a matter of fact, this is the recipe for the actual bonsai pot in the bonsai mod. It's basically just 4 pieces or 5 pieces of clay balls, and it turns into a bonsai pot. And then you bake it, and it turns into this thing. Well, that's wood, but you get what I'm saying. But then you take whatever plant you want, including trees, and you slap them in the pot and it'll grow. You do have to add dirt to it too, not just the actual plant. And what it'll do is you get drops. The drops would be the things that the tree would normally drop, like spruce logs. So this is a spruce sapling up here. It'd be spruce logs, some leaves, some saplings, and some sticks. These are things that naturally fall from that particular item. Whatever the drop is for that plant, that's what you would get in the chest. And they're automated, and you don't have to go through and collect things, and it makes life a lot easier. I absolutely love that mod. Block breakers. Block breakers? What's a block breaker? Well, we kind of already have that. Since with the new addition of powdered snow, it'll place a block. It'll place a whole block, which is fantastic. And then when you push the piston, it breaks it. But it just makes it disappear. It doesn't make it go anywhere. It doesn't end up in here. Like this has got 11 and 8 automatically in there, right? So I can take this, I can stack it, right? So that's 3 and 16. And if I were to do another one and break it, it doesn't end up more snowballs or give us more snow powder. But that, I feel that it should absolutely do that. It should break the block and actually dump the materials into there, not just destroy it. I think that other items can be broken as well. So what we need in the game is not necessarily a piston, but a physical block breaker item. So you would use something like this instead, which is exactly like a piston, but you'd have some other formula for it. And it would basically be a block breaker instead of a piston. And it would function just like a piston, but it would act differently than a piston in the sense that, like, if I wanted to place this down here, it would break this wheat, but it wouldn't remove the seed. So right now, if I push it, not only does it break the seed, it actually destroys the earth. And what it needs to do is, well, it needs to leave the earth, the farmland, intact and leave the seed intact. That way you can bone meal it and it'll grow again. So you can have an automated mini farm without having such massive farms that you have to build currently for something as simple as wheat. I mean, it should give you the same exact type of thing. And you could do the same with something along the lines of trees. If you stacked enough of them and you'd have a tree sapling pop up at the bottom, you'd hit this by, you'd go, bam, and it would push them all forward. But instead of pushing them all forward, it would break all these blocks. And then the sapling would still be there because it doesn't affect the sapling. And then this would pop off and it would grow the sapling again because there's bone meal in here, and it would go round and round and round and keep going because there is an observer at the top here, and that's what would catch it, and it would make this redstone contraption trigger, and it would push it and break it, and all the bits and pieces would fall into these hoppers and then end up in this chest. Again, making mini farms like this would be absolutely amazing instead of just moving wood around and you having to break them yourself. A simple breaker block. I feel like it's something that we already kind of have with this. Same type of thing, but not a piston. It'd have to be similar, like the construction of a piston, but with something at the end of it, maybe a spike. Maybe if you took a breaker block with a pointed dripstone and mixed them together, you'd end up getting this drill type contraption. And it would basically break blocks because these things already cause damage to players and to entities. So that would kind of make sense. Make another use for this. Make it where it damages blocks, but you'd have to be able to mount it sideways, which we can't do right now. Item number 3, other colors of redstone. If you were able to take redstone and surround it with orange dye and get redstone in an orange color, so that way they don't crisscross, not just for the sake of having a different color, but having a different wire. So that way you can run lines side by side and have much smaller circuits without them intermingling. And you'd be able to have much tighter, smaller contraptions if we had separate colors of redstone. That would be freaking amazing. I think that would make redstone contraptions a lot smaller, a lot more compact, and people would be pretty thrilled in being able to have 16 different colors of redstone. Even if you just added one additional color, like made it a blue stone or something like that, or a black stone, or whatever it is. Number 4 is a simple one. It's one I've been asking for a long time. We have a bed, right? We have a bed. We can mark it as spawn. But if I have another bed and I'm out exploring, I'm out and about, I'm really far away. Let's go really far away. All right, we're exploring and it's becoming dark and it's becoming nighttime. If I place another bed down, I should be able to sleep without setting spawn. If I click this bed, it'll make me go to sleep if it's nighttime. It'll also set my spawn. I feel that if I break this bed, it should go back to the previous spawn, not the original world spawn that it wants to put you at. Why can't it just take you back to the previous bed? Why not have a backup spawn point, not just the main world spawn? What if you traveled 4,000 blocks to find your home? And then you went out and traveled all over the world and you wanted to explore and find cool things like this stuff in the caves and whatnot. And you have to sleep because it's nighttime and you don't want to get ravaged by mobs. So you put a bed down and you go to sleep and then you break your bed the next morning. Yep, got my bed. Now I'm off running. And then you die. Then you die. You end up back at world spawn. And what if you didn't write down your coordinates for your base, which a lot of people don't? Then you're kind of toast. You lost your base. I've had that happen to me once a long, long time ago. And it took me literally days to find my original base that I had built. Why can it not be where I can either select that to be spawn? Do you want this to be spawn? And then say yes or no. Or if you break the bed, it falls back to your previous spawn, back to this home. So that way, if I die and lose all my things, that's fine. But at least I end up back home. I don't end up in the middle of nowhere if spawn is away from where I live. I just want it to be easier. It's too dang difficult. These worlds are so massive. It's so easy to get lost. Number 5, mini maps. That's right, guys. These stupid things. Look, maps are great. And you can make great big map walls and you can kind of get the border of all the things that's around your house. But what if you want to go explore? You got to create a dang map for every single set of chunks. This is 8 chunks. Each map is an 8x8 set of chunks. So that's 128 by 128 blocks. That is not very big. And you need a mini map for each set of areas. So it's like you got to make a map for everywhere. A mini map in the top right-hand corner. Or something, if I pressed M, a map would pop up from where I've been. Everything else can be grayed out like it does here, like at the bottom of this map. Like the fog of war, right? If you haven't been there, you don't get to see what's there. It's still going to be a surprise, but it'll generate a map of where you've been. I just feel the map system in Minecraft could be a lot better. Cauldrons have come a long way. They used to hold water. You can pull water out of them with a bottle or with a bucket, right? But with 1.17 coming up, you can collect things like lava. an endless lava supply. You do have to go grab a bucket and pull it out to get lava, and then you have to wait for it to fill up again. There's no way to physically remove that. You can get the powdered snow in there, and you can get water from the same thing. As long as there's a water source above or a lava supply above one of the pointed dripstones, then you can get a supply underneath. But wouldn't it be cool if you could put a hopper underneath filled with empty buckets like this, and then you could trip it and you end up with lava? Or with the same with water, you could trip it and you end up with water. We kind of already have this system. Look at that. We have this system already set up. This is a dispenser full of glass bottles. This is a beehive. Once the beehive is full, I can set an observer to pop this off and it'll automatically fill this. Or I could do this where I could put shears in here and it will automatically shear the honeycomb out of it. So if we had a cauldron underneath a pointed dripstone, why couldn't we do the same thing where once it's full, it would give us a bucket of lava? That'd be fantastic. We wait for it to fill up again and rinse and repeat. That way we can get a system that automatically picks up the lava from the cauldron. We don't have to go through and manually do that. There's not a whole lot of automation in Minecraft unless you get really, really crafty with redstone. And to me, not everybody can do redstone. So a simple system, I feel that would make it a lot less daunting for people that see these giant redstone contraptions and be able to do something so simple with a basic set of instructions. I think that'd be cool. Horses. What's the problem with horses? Nothing, except for how you store them. Like, I love building horse barns, except for you usually have to have an open path in order for them to get out. But if you don't want other animals in there, if you want to kind of keep them secluded so they have their own pen like they do here, the only way for them to get out is either by placing a block so you can jump off of it and then removing that block because it's ugly, or this setup. So every time I set up a horse barn, I set up this 2 doors and then 2 trap doors so I can go in and out without hurting my horse or myself. One, either give me 3 tall doors for barn doors and maybe 2 wide. That would be really freaking cool. Or make it where doors double open. So right now I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4. But if doors are side by side, there's a current mod out there, even a 1.16.4, I believe, where if you click this and there's 2 gates side by side, they both swing open. But I have to open these separately in order for this to work. But it's ugly. You open it up and you end up with this weird stick in the center, then you can kind of run across it. It's just a silly setup. Why not make it where they both swing open as a double gate? Same with this. Doors. If doors are side by side, it'd be really cool if they were just both open without using some crazy redstone contraption. That just looks dumb. And why a horse could walk through that and not that, I don't understand. It makes no sense to me. Why can't a horse walk through? So like I said, if you made this, both of them swing out, that would be really freaking cool. Let's give this thing more use. We got a brand new ore. It's copper. We can't make weapons or tools or anything out of it. It makes that. I don't know if they're going to be incorporating it into anything else, but I feel that all the iron tools that you have are great. They're good tools until you get diamond, right? However, gold is garbage, yet gold is harder to find sometimes. Why not mix alloys? Just like you do with netherite on top of diamond, giving you netherite tools, whether netherite armor, netherite tools, or whatever it may be. Why not add copper to iron to give you brass? That's right, because that's what copper and iron do. When you mix them together, they give you a brass item. Just like you did with the netherite and the diamond sword. You would put netherite in here. You put a diamond sword in there, and boom, you have yourself a netherite sword. Gives you 1 additional attack damage. But what if you put an iron sword in here with a piece of copper ingot, and it gave you a brass sword? Something with a little more attack damage than the iron sword by 1. That's like a diamond sword for the most part. But the durability of something right in between the iron sword and the diamond sword, or whatever tool it may be. It makes a lot of sense, and it gives this thing more use. I think that would be fantastic if you mix these in a smithing table and got yourself a brass tool. lanterns. Lanterns and chains. I think they look really good. However, I think they could look better. What if we could mix with a piece of copper and a piece of gold, or even surrounded it with a piece of copper and a piece of gold, more ingots or nuggets? I think that if you got gold lanterns and gold chains and copper lanterns and copper chains, it would look really, really freaking cool. That would be an absolutely amazing addition to the game. The most storage you can get is that. That's it. You have yourself 6 slots of 9. But it'd be awesome if you can get more. What if you can take a regular chest, put it in a smithing table with a diamond block, and it would give you a diamond chest? Same with iron, same with copper. There's already a mod for this called the Iron Chest mod, and it works with 1.16.4, and I'm positive it's going to work with 1.17 once 1.17 is out. If we can get items like this in the newer version of Minecraft without mods and play this vanilla, it would be amazing. And if each one, like copper would give you 1 more row, iron would give you 2 more rows, diamond would give you 3 more rows. Because if you can store all these 8 double chests into 6 single chests, I guarantee life would be a lot easier in the organization game if you can get so many more slots in a chest. And a bonus one, also having to do with chests. It's something kind of that started off from the very beginning with the bonsai pots. Hopper chests. If you could take a chest and add it to a hopper, just like you can with a minecart, and you get yourself a minecart hopper, a hopping minecart, you get yourself a hopper chest. So you could take something that's so big and encumbersome, especially for storage units, when you have to take a chest, stack it on a chest, stack it on a chest, just because you end up with so many items. Things like, especially if you're doing a farm, you're gonna need things like this, and you end up with these crazy tiered systems. What if you could do it like this? What if you can stack one stack on top of each other? This all takes up that. All that space fits in there. That would be fantastic. Anyways, guys, I absolutely love what's happening with 1.17. All the snapshots that we're doing, I can't wait for the next snapshot to do another review. I think all the things they are adding are absolutely amazing. These are just items that I feel should be in the game. They are simple enough and easy enough to implement, but nice enough and unique enough to make the game more fun, easier to play for those that are intimidated by things like Redstone, and make it a lot more entertaining for extra items, especially when it comes to ore in the game. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my little rant about what should be in this game and what should be added in 1.17. If you guys did, if you guys could smash that like button down below, it's greatly appreciated. And if you're at all new to this channel, if you guys can click that subscribe button, it's absolutely not necessary, but it's free to do, and it helps the channel out a great deal. We're trying to get to 15,000 subscribers by the end of January, and we'd love your guys' help in doing that. And while you're at it, if you click the little bell, that stupid little bell, it turns on notifications, and it lets you dudes and dudettes know when we upload our videos. And until next time, guys, see ya.